Welcome back, potential viewer or viewers who very may well end up being just me in the future. In that case, hi future me, hope your day is going good. Anyway, today we are going to be making peanut brittle cheesecake for the first time. I found this recipe on Tasty, the app, and I'll put a link down below if there's anyone watching this who wants to try and make it, or future me if you decide you want to try to make it again and put a spin on it. I'm filming this the day after I made the cheesecake because I realized when editing that it would have made more sense had I pointed to it and said it at real time of what the ingredients were, like how Larry Nummies did.
The things you're gonna need will be 3 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of baking powder.
But I forgot and I didn't do it.
Nobody react to what I'm about to tell you. I think that kid might be the Avatar.
Oops. So, the ingredients you will need today for the cheesecake aspect of the recipe will be Nonstick cooking spray to grease the pan, of course, 14.3 ounce package of regular Oreos. This is just a stand-in because, like I said, I already made the cheesecake, so I used all the regular Oreos. So let's just pretend that's the right thing. Then you'll need 3/4 stick of unsalted melted butter, or 6 tablespoons. Then you'll need 32 ounces of cream cheese. Let's just pretend this is cream cheese. I know, professional, right? Then you'll need a cup of peanut butter, or a cup of any substitute that you may have, like almond butter or soy butter. I don't know if that's a thing.
Stuff that I can't eat, like these things. None of these are peanut butter, but they are peanut butter substitutes.
Any substitute you may have that you rather use than peanut butter because you're allergic or you just don't like peanut butter. Then you'll need 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream at room temperature. Then you'll need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You'll need 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. You'll need 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 1/4 teaspoon of coconut oil. The ingredients that you will need for the peanut brittle aspect of this recipe will be 2 cups of sugar. By the way, I had bought a small box, not realizing we had this huge thing of sugar here. So there's that. Then you'll need 1/2 cup of light corn syrup, which is not here right now because I used the rest of it, so I'll edit in later. You'll need 1/2 cup of water. You'll need 3/4 sticks of butter, or 6 tablespoons. You'll need 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1.5 cups of roasted salted peanuts. Unless that is that you're allergic, you can use a substitute. Maybe you could use almonds or hazelnuts or any other thing that is in a nut family or not in a nut family but is similar to a nut. Then you can use that. Some of the common tools that you will need for today's recipe will be a wooden spoon or any other spoon or ladle that you have that you can use to stir that you don't mind maybe possibly ruining, a spatula, a measuring cup for wet ingredients, a measuring cups for dry ingredients, measuring spoons, a pot or a saucepan. I don't know why it's called a saucepan and not a sauce pot, but whatever, to each his own, I guess. A large mixing bowl, an electric mixer with the beaters, of course. It would be useless without them. I had to look up what these were called, by the way. I didn't realize they were called beaters. Some other items that you will need today that you may or may not have that you will need is 1, a spring-form pan. This is an adjustable pan where it usually has a bottom part. When it's locked like this, the pan will stay intact and the bottom won't come out. but when you open it, the pan will expand and the bottom will be detachable, and you'll be able to just take this off. This is a food processor. You'll be needing this for the Oreos to crush it and make your crumbs. You could use a blender, I suppose. This would just be preferable if you have one. If not, you can use a blender, or you could crush it up with like a mallet or something else. It would just be easier and it would work better because you need the crumbs to also get moistened by mixing in butter. So if you have one, then great. If not, then you could use something else. You'll also need a candy thermometer. This is required because you'll be needing to heat up the corn syrup for the peanut brittle. And other thermometers, like meat thermometers, don't go high enough. They only go up to about maybe 200 degrees or so. So you'll be needing a candy thermometer. Another thing that I found useful that is not required and is not in the recipe, but can help in baking in general and for this recipe, is a offset spatula. This I use to smooth out the edges and like the top of the cheesecake, because when I took it out of this, it pulled it apart a little bit, so this helped smooth it out. I saw this on Rosanna Pansino's channel a while ago, and I bought this a while ago and I was baking other things like cakes. So these come in handy. They come in different sizes as well, and some come in a set or multiple. So if you are going to bake a lot, or if you already bake but you don't have these yet, I would recommend getting these. So those are all the tools that you'll be needing today. Okay, we're back. So my hands are washed, my hair is up, and I preheated the oven and greased the pan already. I have the instructions right next to me just to make sure I don't screw up. It could still happen though. The next step is to crush these Oreos inside of this food processor. I'm just gonna place them in here. It's supposed to be the whole package, but I might do just some for now and then a little more after, because I don't know if it's all gonna fit. But let me see. I hope this turns out. I don't really have a reason to make this. I don't have like any parties or potlucks to go to, but I just wanted to make it because this is one of the things I wanted to do on my channel, is bake more and try to be better at it. So there's a little bit more. I'll put it in after because I'm not so sure if this is gonna fit. I might have to take some out. I haven't used this before. I think this is like brand new. I like unpackaged it just a few minutes ago. So be patient with me. I don't know how to put this on. Even though I just did it. Why can't I do it now? Feel. Oh, okay, we got it. Okay. I need to move it around a bit so that the rest of the Oreos can be blended and crushed. This is all trial and error right now. I think I already made a mistake. Future Kayla or whoever might decide to try and make this, you're supposed to put the butter in after you crush it up first. I think that might be why it's taking longer. But I think it'll still work because it needs to be moist anyway. Okay, we're back now. I got all the cookie crumbs inside of this food processor. And the next step is to just dump it into the tray. Let me just... Oh. Is that all? Nope. And then you just grab a fork. Okay. Now it just says to press evenly against the bottom of the pan. This is basically just the crust of the cheesecake that we're making today. It's kind of like I'm making a big Oreo. Except I only have one side of the cookie. Oh!
Come on!
Light bulb.
That's what I could do. I could make big things like big Oreos. I already know how to do it. At least I know how to do the cookie part. I've seen like a lot of videos where they make big food items. Some baked bakery stuff. Others, they make like pizza, burgers. Let's start little first, yeah? Getting a little ahead of ourselves. So, it says to let it bake for about 10 minutes to harden and soften and puffen up. I just contradicted myself. I said harden and soften. So, 10 minutes on the clock. 10, start. But right now, what I can do is make the cream cheese part of the cheesecake. So, let's get started on that. I just took the crust out of the oven, and now the next step that we will be doing is grabbing a big bowl, and we'll be putting our cream cheese into this bowl. Hopefully it's softened up by now. And what I was doing was I was just mushing it inside of the packaging to get it a little bit softer. So just do this for all 4 of the cream cheeses. After getting all your all your cream cheese into the bowl, add your 1 cup of peanut butter along with it. Let me scoop this in. I really like peanut butter. Okay, my hands are clean, so I'm just gonna do this because it's stuck to the spoon. Let me just rinse my hands. Don't want to be licking your hands when you're making food that other people are gonna eat. So, sorry peanut butter, you gotta go. So after that, you'll wanna use your electric hand mixer, preferably an electric one, because I don't know how well mixing it with a whisk would go. It might take forever.
Look, he dead.
So hopefully you have one of these, and then just mix. I'm not done mixing it yet, but I just wanted to bring up, it kind of looks like clam dip. Except it probably doesn't taste like it. Oh, then again, maybe it would just be very sweet clam dip, because clam dip does have cream cheese in it. So I'm just gonna take the mixture out of the what part is this called? Is this still technically called a whisk? I don't know. I never thought about what these parts are. The stirring part of the electric mixer. We still need these, so I'm just gonna put them on the side, because there's no point in rinsing them. I guess no, because I'm gonna use them right now. I'm just gonna add the heavy whipping cream into it. In the recipe it says to have it at room temp, so just I guess make sure you do that. I don't know what would happen if it wasn't. Maybe it's just a preference. I couldn't think of the word. It might just be a preference. I don't know if it really helps much. But after putting that, let's put the powdered sugar, and then after will be the salt and vanilla extract. So let me just open up my powdered sugar. We will be needing 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. How should I do this? Okay, let me just pour this. If we get a little extra, it'll be fine. It'll just make it a little sweeter. So 1.5. Okay. Nope, that's 3/4. Are you half? Nope, you're 2/3. There we are. 1/2. Okay, I need to be careful that it doesn't all come out, because that's going to be way too much extra sugar. So let's just shake it up, break it up. Shake and break. Oh, okay, that's good enough. Okay, let me just put this on the side. I'm gonna have a lot of dishes to do after this, but that's fine. I'll put this in a Ziploc later so no ants get into it. So after putting the powdered sugar, we'll be wanting to add the vanilla extract, which is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, let me make sure I use teaspoon and not tablespoon. So just shoop. Oh, a little more, and there we go. After that, we will be adding some salt. So in the ingredients, it preferences kosher salt. I don't really know the difference, but just to be safe, since this is my first time making it, I just got this one when I bought the rest of my ingredients. I don't know if using a different salt will make any difference, but if you don't feel like buying kosher salt just for this one thing, I guess it could be fine if you use other salt. But I just wanted to follow exactly how the instructions tell me. So the ingredients, ingredients, whatever, it says to use 1/4 kosher salt. So let me see if I can get this out. There we go. So 1/4 teaspoon. After that, we will need to mix it. Okay, so I finished washing most of the dishes and the time just went off. I still have to finish washing the food processor, but I'll do that after. So the next step is to put my mixture onto my crust rather. Let me just scoop this on top. Make sure you have a good grip, because it is a little heavy, because it is thick. So you don't want to drop it onto your crust, or you just don't want to drop it in general, but so just make sure you have a good grip on it. So now we'll just want to smooth this out just like this. Oh, but be careful, we don't want to fling our pan across the room, nor do we want it to go into the dishwater, which is over there, which would be very sad, very wasteful. Let's just not do that. And then maybe after, I'll clean up the sides of the pan. Almost there. I just don't want it to be like lumpy and like a rocky road. Okay, that's good enough. It's smoothened enough. And since there's no eggs in this, you could actually lick the spatula if you wanted to, just as long as you don't touch it back into the mixture. So let me just give it a taste. That's good. I'm just gonna leave this on the side. I might lick it again more later. So just to make this nice, well, nicer, I'm just gonna clean up the edges a little. After finishing putting your mixture into your pan, just put it into the fridge for about 6 hours or overnight. So if you're making this for like a party or a dinner, just make sure you give yourself enough time to do the whole process. So either like the night before, or just make sure you have about 7 hours before the event. It probably will be better for you to do it the night before, just to make sure you get it done in time. So I'm just gonna put this into the fridge and I'll be right back. Next step will be to grab like some type of baking tray, or I guess if you don't have one, you can use like a tin foil pan. Just as a tip, for when you make recipes, if you're using like an iPad or something to look at it, you can split screen it so that you can see the ingredients and the instructions at the same time. Thought I'd let you know that. So you'll need a medium saucepan or pot. I don't know if this is considered a sauce pot or if it's just a regular pot, but it'll work. So in a medium saucepan, we will need to put 2 cups of sugar, granulated sugar. So let me just pour 1. This right now, what we're doing is we're making the peanut brittle. which I've never made before. So I guess we'll have to see how this goes. That's 1 cup. Just need 1 more. I think it might be the whole box, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. That's good enough. So 2 cups of sugar. Break it up a bit. So this is light corn syrup right now. I'm just adding half a cup. Ooh. Let me just pour that in. Just be careful with this because it's very sticky, so try not to get it on yourself or on the surface is what I was trying to say. Okay, I finished putting the corn syrup into the mixture. Now we just need to add half cup of water. I don't mind that, I'll get it after. So let me just put half a cup of water into this. Let's see, is this enough? That's too much. Still too much. Think that's fine. It's still moving, so it's a little hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So let me move this over so I can hold the pan with my left hand, or pot I guess, with my left hand, and mix with my right. So it says to bring it to a boil over medium heat and cook, stirring frequently. So I need to make sure I don't stop. So let me just, this is about medium, and let me just stir this. Another thing I wanted to add that probably should have been common sense, but I kind of, sometimes my common sense levels are very low. I forgot to get my butter and my baking soda ready, so I did that now. Okay, so the next step would be to add the butter and the baking soda into the mixture. So try to do it quickly. Oops. Okay. Whew. I almost dropped it, but it's still in. Mix that in. It says it will get foamy, so let me just add baking soda. So just mix this. It will start to foam. Let me just keep mixing. And then we're gonna have to start adding in the peanuts. Let me just open this up. Kind of looks like fat or like baby food or applesauce. Okay, I'm gonna start adding in the peanuts now. I don't know how much to add. I guess you just put however much you want in your peanut brittle. So let me just add some, and I'll add a little more. Okay, after you add all the peanuts that you want in your peanut brittle, you will put it onto the tray that you set up before. But I want to add a little more peanuts, so let me just keep mixing this. I think maybe this would be the last amount of peanuts. Let me just spread it about. I think that's good enough. Let me just take this thermometer out. Ow. Okay, don't do what I did. You gotta do it more carefully so it doesn't splash you. Okay. Let me just mix. Fold it in so that every bit of your mixture has peanuts. It does have a preferable or like a set amount to put in, but I just kind of wanted to add more. It says to add about 1.5 cups, but I'm kind of eyeballing it. I think this is enough. This is how my mixture looks like right now. I don't 100% know if this is how it's supposed to look, because on Tasty it doesn't have an image of the peanut brittle process, but I guess we'll just have to wait to see how it turns out. Okay, so the next step is to pour the peanut mixture onto the tray that you set up before and spread it out evenly with a spatula and let it cool for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then just spread this out. Okay, you know what? Let me grab a spatula. So this will be the last step I record for a while, since the cheesecake needs to chill in the fridge for about 6 hours, and maybe like 1 or 2 hours has passed. There's still about 4 to 5 more to go. So right now the next step is to basically just break this apart, but I'm a little nervous. So I finished breaking these up. Just a warning, when you break them, just be careful because they are sharp and you can cut yourself on them. So I'm just gonna put them in here. And I actually tasted some of them and it tastes pretty good. So if you want to just do this part and just have a snack, you could. Or if you want to put this on top of something else, you also could do that.
6 hours later.
Okay, so I took it out of the fridge, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use the offset spatula just to smooth out the edges. So I already started a little bit on this side, but there are parts that are a little bit messy because when you take the pan off, it pulls it apart a little bit. So I just gonna smooth it like this. So, but if you don't have something like this, you can use like probably like a regular butter knife or maybe a spoon. You would just have to be maybe a little more gentle. So I already melted my chocolate, which is about 1/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1/4 teaspoon coconut oil. So I got all my chocolate in the Ziploc. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna put the peanut brittle that I made on top. I guess you can do it however you want to. Just gotta figure it out.
Moments later.
So this is the final product of the peanut brittle cheesecake. There were a lot of issues that I had along the way that hopefully we can all learn from in the future if we ever make this again, or if any of you decide to make it for the first time. Anyway, I had a lot of fun, and I hope this video helps you be able to make this in the future. Bye!